Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is John. I go by JP, and as you can tell by the channel name and the background, I collect video games. I collect everything from retro to modern. I'm not shy about it. I love collecting. It's been a passion of mine for, I'd say, the past 11, 12 years I've been collecting. Hardcore collecting, I'd say probably the last 5 years. I was kind of casually collecting. I was focusing mainly on like one system, and I would grab stuff, just kind of depending on like what it was. I was a hardcore collector for the PS4. I absolutely love collecting for the PS4. Some of the greatest games I've played have been on that system, and it's such a cheap system to collect for right now. And so you can just go in almost any store, and you're almost guaranteed to find something that you haven't played yet. And that's what I love about it. It reminds me a lot of the PS2. I got into collecting at a very young age. I'd say I was probably about 3 or 4, and my mom introduced me to video games. I remember my very first game I ever played was a game called Legend of the Dragoon for the PS1, which it needs a remaster at this point. That game is just such a cult classic. It's loved and adored. They need to bring out a remaster of some sort. But I remember very vividly just sitting on the couch beside her, playing the game, getting just emotionally attached to it, and I think that's what started my drive for video games. And ever since then, I have been an avid video game player. And what's funny is, before I started collecting video games, I collected trading cards, I collected action figures, stuff like that, and I didn't even know video game collecting was a thing, actually. I didn't even know it was a thing really until after I turned 18, and I was on YouTube, and a Metal Jesus Rocks video came up, and it hit me. I was like, hey, you can actually collect this thing. There's a market for it. People actually do this. And I went home, watched, I don't even know how many videos of his that night. It was an insane amount of videos, and I was like, yeah, I kind of want to do this. I think this would be a lot of fun, just collecting it, finding like-minded people, talking about it, and just really diving into it. And at the time, sadly, not a lot of my friend group was big into video games. Like, they played, but it was like your casual players. They liked Call of Duty, Battlefield, multiplayer games, stuff like that. It wasn't like, I mean, my 2 best friends at the time, you talk about RPGs with them, one of them wouldn't even know what you're talking about. The other one was just like, yeah, I'd rather play Call of Duty. So it was kind of like I was alone in that sense. And then I got a job, and at that job I started talking to like-minded people who really showed me like the way of just RPGs and stuff like that, and that's when I really dived into it. Before I started working at that job, I mean, heck, I had never even played a Tales game. I never played I never even played Legend of Zelda at that point. Legend of Zelda was kind of like I knew about it, but I didn't know how great of a game that was. And I'm not going to go in here and say my favorite game of all time is Legend of Zelda. I wouldn't even say it's in my top 10. I like the games. I appreciate what they are, because I know they're just such fantastic games. It's just, they're not my cup of tea. But what I'm trying to get at is just my knowledge to it was such a small base knowledge. I had no idea what this whole collection would have been or what was out there to explore. And over the years of collecting, I mean, the things I have discovered, games I've played, other people's videos I've watched on YouTube, I love discovering new stuff. It's like never ending, and I absolutely love it. Not only do I collect video games, I also collect Funko Pops, as you can see. I'm not as crazy about Funko Pops as some people, but I do enjoy going out, seeing characters from animes I like, picking them up. I like getting them signed. I don't like buying signed Funkos. I don't think that's fun at all, just because like it wasn't signed for you. I don't know, that just might be a little quirk of mine, but I like going to conventions, meeting the voice actors, having them sign it, and having them put a quote on it that's kind of like their favorite quote. And to me, that's just a memory and a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, it's been a journey for sure. I can't say it's always been a good journey, but I've absolutely loved every step of the way of it. I don't like to buy a lot of games online. I try to avoid that for the most part, just because I like the hunt. I like to go out to these thrift stores, pawn shops, game stores, and find these games. And I think, to me, that is one of the most enjoyable experiences. When you've been looking for a game for who knows how long, and you finally come across it, and it's just for a good price. Oh, it's so good. But some of my favorite games I've played, well, my favorite game is Legend of Dragoon. I absolutely love that game. I've never beaten it, though. I refuse to beat it, because in my head, if you beat it, the story's over and the magic's gone. And I've only made it to the 4th disc, and that's about as far as I'm willing to go right now. But yeah, that's just my favorite game of all time. It's such a beautifully done game. Vivitz was my favorite character. I absolutely love just the whole Kongle, just all of them. The story, the combat system. I love the quick time, like how you had to mash, like hit the button as it was coming down into the square to continue your combos. I just like how that played through. Some of my other favorite games, I was really big into Donkey Kong 64. That game to me was phenomenal. I'm huge into Pokemon and Digimon. Some of the Digimon games I really just, to me, are mind-blowing. Right now, actually, if you don't know about it, there's a MMO online called Digimon Super Rumble, and it is amazing. It's free to play, but the free to play stuff is grindy. So if you're wanting something that's a little bit higher end, you're going to be spending a while trying to get it. But it just did an English patch about, I'd say, 3 months ago, and I've been playing the heck out of that, and I've been enjoying every second of it. But yeah, no, I mean, some of the consoles I really enjoyed collecting for here recently, I've been going for original Xbox. That's a really cheap console to collect for. There's a lot of solid games on there. Conker's Bad Fur Day, that's one there is a lot. I just got that. That was probably my most recent pickup for it, and it's just a blast. It's a little bit more censored than the N64 version, so I prefer to play it on the N64, but it's still a blast. I collect complete a box. I really focus. I try not to buy loose stuff, but if I buy like a bundle that has some games and there's a game in it I don't have that's loose, I don't mind holding on to it. Unless it's something that's like real common and I know I can find a better version of it in a little bit of time. But yeah, I mean, I collect for the GameCube, 360, Xbox One, the Series X, 5. Guilty pleasure of mine right now is complete in box Game Boy Advance games. As you can see a little bit right here, I absolutely love all the Game Boy Advance games. I think they're a blast. I love the cardboard boxes. I don't know why. Just here recently, I'd say in the past year, I've been kind of really going for Game Boy Advance stuff, and I've been enjoying every second of it. There's a lot of golden games on there, and it's just so much fun. And then you got your stupid games, I'm not gonna lie, that are just suck just because of what they are. But yeah, I really gotta say, it's been a journey. I've made a lot of good friends. One of my best friends, he collects video games, and he's going for N64 right now, so I've been kind of holding off on that, and he's going for a complete loose set, and been trying to help him with that. We just went to the Cleveland Retro Gaming Classic last month and had an absolute blast. It was a lot of fun. It was my first video game convention, and it was his first as well, and I gotta say the experience was just wild being up there. Just seeing everything, all the different vendors. That was my first time seeing a copy of Rule of Rose in person. There was another vendor that had Q1, which was just mind-blowing to me. I've never seen those games where I'm from. You probably will never see those games except once in a blue moon, and it was just really neat seeing stuff like that. I think that's another really big joy of mine, is just seeing stuff I never get to see and learning about these games that I've just never heard about. Funny story, actually, just the other day, I have a TikTok, and I've been posting on that quite frequently. And a guy had commented on it about a Gex game that came out on the Game Boy Color called Gex 3 Deep Pocket Gecko. And I thought he was messing with me. I didn't know that game was actually a game. I thought he was just kind of trolling me or something. And I was looking it up just to make sure. And yeah, I learned what it was, and it just kind of caught me by surprise. Gex is one of my favorite game series, and had no idea about the Game Boy Color version. Another good set of games, I'm really big into the Dynasty Warriors series. I love just the 1,000 soldiers. You go in and you just completely obliterate everybody. To me, that is just fantastic. I like playing with a lot of characters. I'm really big into tactical RPGs. Really, really love me a good tactical RPG. Tactics Ogre is one of my favorites. Unicorn Overlord. I love that combat. It's like that battle system where you kind of just send your units and they do the battle for you. Let me know in the comments any other game that plays like that, actually. I know of the Ogre Battle 64 game. I have that. And then I know about the Unicorn Overlord. But other than that, I've never... Well, and the Yu-Gi-Oh! Falsebound Kingdoms on the GameCube plays a little bit like that. But other than that, I've never found any other game that's like that. So, if you guys, please, if you know anything other, let me know. Those are some of my favorite games. I'm really big into JRPGs and RPGs, just in general. I'm really big into the Final Fantasy series. Funny enough, though, I didn't start with, like, a traditional, like, everybody's favorite. Like, I didn't start with Final Fantasy X or Final Fantasy VII. My first Final Fantasy game was Final Fantasy X-2, and I had no idea what the story was really going on there. I loved the dress sphere system. The drop system to that was just kind of what started that love for stuff. And yeah, I played through that game multiple times, and I tried to get all the dress spheres to level, like, max out completely. And the blue mage one always got me because I didn't understand, like, how that system fully worked at that time. So it took me a while, and I never got to finish that. But yeah, Final Fantasy X-2 was my first one. I got really big into Final Fantasy 14. I still play that relatively on and off, and I really just, that's a great MMO in my opinion. But no, I think I wanted to start this channel just to really talk about video games, show off the collection, hear from you guys. I want to learn. If you guys have something that you don't think anybody knows about, let me know in the comments. If you guys are collecting for a certain system, let me know. I want to engage with you guys. I want to just talk about video games. That's all I want to do. I absolutely love them. I could do this all day long. I don't think really there's not enough people in my area to talk about them with, and I want to broaden my horizons, as they say. I'm very fortunate enough to have the support system I have. Like I said, my best friends, they're real big collectors. They're always looking out for me. I'm always looking out for them. And it's just been, I would say in the past, about 2 years, the collecting part of things have really picked up, and I've been enjoying every moment of it. It's really been a blast. Some of the memories I made, the games I've been playing, it's really just been crazy. And who would have thought we would be getting like Gears of War on the PS5 and then Halo's coming out for it? To me, it's just, things are just moving up, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. I really hope we start going towards this digital age and we still keep with the physical media. Really hoping that stays very relevant and we're able to just have many more physical games come out for the years. But no, I mean, it's been a lot of fun. But yeah, please let me know in the comments. What year are you currently playing? What are you looking for? Do you collect certain things? Are you going for like imports only? Just stuff like that. Me personally, I don't collect a lot of imports. I don't search for them unless it's like something that I know is not getting a physical over here and I really want to get my hands on it. But for the most part, I try to avoid them. I'm really big into Gundams and model kits, and the Gundam versus games. Those are a lot of fun, but we sadly don't get a lot. I don't think we got a single English release one. So I've imported all those, and I really enjoy. In my dream, actually, there's an arcade machine that keeps showing up at all these conventions that I've been to, and it's very much just there's 4 seats, and it's just a giant Gundam battle sim, and I absolutely love it. And I try to play it for a little bit every time I see it, and so much fun. I love arcade machines. I'm not big, like I have one, and I got that actually from my stepdad, and I love that thing, but I don't go trying to collect it. I have 2 that I want to get. I want to get the Jurassic Park one, where it's kind of like an on-rail shooter. That's one of my dream arcade machines I want to get, and then that Gundam one's the only other one. But yeah, I'm just excited to be here with you guys, and really looking forward to the journey. Well, if you want to see more, and you want to explore this with me, and just sit here and have a good old time, feel free to follow me. Follow me on TikTok. I'll post my TikTok down in the comments. And like I said, I have a lot more videos on there kind of showcasing the collection a little bit more, going in depth with certain stuff, doing pickup videos. I plan to do pickup videos. I plan to do games I've entered into my collection and just kind of doing that. There's not a lot of places to go in my area anymore. A lot of stuff has been closing down here recently. So as far as like game stores go, I think we only have one that's kind of relatively close to me. So it's harder for me to... Getting local stuff is becoming a little bit harder, and sadly, but it's just how it is. And then, yeah, I mean, actively right now, like I said, I'm trying to finish my Wii U set. I want to go for a complete PS4 set, but I think after my Wii U set, I'm cracking down on the original Xbox, and that's what I'm going to be focused more of my time on, and just trying to finish that set. And then from there, I don't know, I'm torn. I kind of want to do PS2, but PS3 is screaming my name. Those are 2 systems I really enjoy. The PS3 was kind of like a PS3 and 360 were really thriving when I started collecting, and now the prices on those are kind of dropping, and I'm thinking about diving into those. 360 games you can find cheap anywhere. Same for Wii, and same for PS3. There's a few games that are cost effective, like they're a little bit more pricey than the others, but for the most part, you can get a good 360 collection for relatively cheap. Other than that, I mean, do have some good stuff. Like, I really just, yeah, I'm just excited to be here. I know I'm rambling, but I'm just really excited to do this and really get the channel started and just to engage with everybody. I don't have really any big goals for the channel. I'm not expecting anything crazy. I just want to have fun, enjoy talking to you guys. I do want to mention that me and my buddy I keep bringing up, we do a podcast together, and I'll link that in the comments. We haven't been staying up to it pretty much. A lot's been going on with both our lives, sadly. And then we're finally getting to a point where things have calmed down. Like I said, I have a lot more time now, and things have kind of been easing up on him. So we plan to get back to posting videos to that. So please check that channel out. It's going to be really, I know we're releasing a video here soon, and then we'll be trying to stay more up to date with that and posting out videos as much as we can. And we've done a few, like, just kind of our top 10 PS4 games, 10 Switch games. So just like your casual stuff. But, yeah, that in the comments, if you've watched this video all the way to the end, do me a favor, leave a comment, post Gex somewhere in your comments, so let me know that you've watched it all the way to the end. I know it's not a super long video. I didn't want to make it crazy long. I just wanted to kind of pop in here, talk about a little bit of games, talk about my history with them. And, yeah, I look forward to the future with you guys. Give me a like, follow, subscribe, comment, do all the fun stuff, and I hope to hear from you guys in the future. You guys have a good one.